Jolly with Jodie. Me and Becca know each other from, we've worked together before in a care home. And I just wanted to get her on because she's a very inspiring young lady and she just doesn't let anything get in her way. So I'm just going to hand over to Becca if you just want to tell us a little bit about yourself and then we'll get into the questions.
Okay. So my name's Becca. I work in Scarborough Hospital and the healthcare assistant on the bank. I normally work before COVID. I used to work on every ward. Like I used to pick up nice days, long days, early, late on any ward, including A&E. But then obviously COVID started. I really do what ward I can work on. I can work on COVID ward because of the massive situation. Because I'm in Ireland reading.
Yeah.
So they put me on a COVID negative ward. So then I'm able to maybe put the mask down when communicating to put it back up again.
Right.
I did that for the first couple of months. And then I got moved into COVID swabbing from June.
Right.
Which is what I'm doing at the moment.
Okay.
So from June 2020, I've been doing swabbing in the drive-through outside Scarborough Hospital, doing pre-elective patients, staff members with symptoms, or like relatives who live with the staff members who've got symptoms. So then the relatives, then the staff members can go back to work. And
yeah, cool. So obviously, and I hope you don't mind, but Becca is hearing impaired. She's deaf. So she doesn't rely on lip reading. Do you have any? Do you have like an implant or anything that helps you or not?
No, I wear hearing aids.
You wear hearing aids, right? Okay, cool. And have you always been deaf, Becca, or has it sort of?
I've always been that since I'm born.
Right.
But we only found out from when I was 18 months old. So obviously because I wasn't responding to my mum. So my mum was like, oh, why are you not responding to me? So obviously went to the doctor and they all confirmed.
Yeah. So has it ever like affected you, you know, with like school and stuff? Has it ever affected, you know, you getting a job or anything like that? Because I mean, you do really good lip reading. I'm quite
lucky that I've been brought up by a hearing family because I'm the only that person in my family. So I've been brought up to the read.
Yeah.
But I don't really do any sign language because there's nobody else that's in my family who can do sign language.
Yeah.
So been brought up to do the reading to try and fit in.
Yeah.
So that work since I was 12 years old. So I've been paper around for the first year. And then I worked in an ice cream parlour dealing with customers. So I was like talking to people that I didn't know, and that made me like gain some confidence speaking to people that I didn't know because I've been working. And then I worked in retail, so obviously built up my confidence, and then went into care. So I'm not doing really bad with job wise because it always works since I was 12 years old. I've done quite well, really.
You have. You've done really well, and you know something. Obviously, like with us knowing each other, I know that you know you don't expect anybody to treat you any differently. You just get on with it, and you just do super well. And like you say, it's almost a blessing that you know your parents just brought you up as one of the children, didn't they? And it's just like, well, you need to learn this just so that we can actually have a conversation. So the fact that we probably answered this a little bit, but you are super focused and you, like I say, you never let anything sort of get in your way. Is there anything, have you ever had sort of times where you've struggled with that, or have you always been like that? Has it just been sort of instilled into you?
Well, the only thing that I can't do is communicate on the phone.
Yeah.
Which is obviously an issue for me. So like, I live on my own at the moment, and if I want to sort out my bills or my electricity and gas, I can't like, I like to email them, or I like to get mum to ring them for me. And that's the only thing I've done a bit, but I get it done.
Yeah.
My mum and aunt me, or I email them with that, because everything kind of online now, innit? Rather than over the phone, is it? It makes it a lot easier. And FaceTiming now. I can FaceTime my family. I can FaceTime if I need to. And
Yeah.
I can't really.
No. And I suppose probably it's been good for you now that everyone's like on Zoom and on Teams and on FaceTime this year, because you've loved it, because it's meant, well, it's just everyone's got involved the way that you want to communicate, so it's worked out really well actually, hasn't it, for you? So we've talked a little bit about your current job role, but obviously obviously it's in the news and we can't get away from COVID, but has it been sort of stressful? As the, obviously the colleagues at Scarborough Hospital, and have you noticed a dip in sort of morale and mental health and things in regards to people working during this sort of last year?
Well, I started working at the hospital 3 years ago, and I've never had anything to do with like dealing with like paintings and all that, because I had to get on with it. I know what to do and stuff. But I think with COVID starting and everybody starting wearing masks, it's been really, really difficult communicating wise, because I'm missing a lot of things now, because I can't see, I can't live because people are wearing masks. So that's why I was able to work on a COVID negative ward. So then masks could be taken up here. It's not private compared to working on a COVID ward where you have to wear P3 mask.
Yeah.
Because they can't take you down to talk to people when you're in the. But then.
Have you ever, I don't know if you've seen it, you probably have, but have you ever used one of them ones, that they've put a window in?
Well, my mum rang up, like the matron up there, trying to get them clear my thing, but we've been trying to get them in, and till now haven't been any available runs. But I know they've got it in the audiology department, but they've not provided them on the ward for like hearing people like me. So if a patient coming that had an hearing that needed me, there's nothing to do. Gonna have to take him out to communicate with them, or to use the whiteboard and doing that way, or any other one, or keep it distant, take him out to communicate with them. Really difficult, and I feel like the government haven't really thought anything about people like him.
Yeah.
Working on the front line. They can't expect people like him not to work, because that would be classed as discrimination, would it?
Yeah, absolutely. And there's no, you're amazing at your job, and you do such a good job, and like that's definitely something that needs, and for patients as well. Like you say, if they've got to write on a whiteboard, or they don't know sign language or anything like that, it's got to make them feel like themselves, because they're different than to everybody else. So it's definitely something that needs to be looked into, isn't it? And hopefully, you know what it's like, Becca, though, you'll get them when it's all over with. So you had COVID last year, didn't you?
I had it in the paper last year, yeah.
Yeah, and how was it? What was it like? Just tell us everything, all the details.
How did it start with the main symptom on the government, or the main symptom is obviously a cough? What was the other one? Cough.
Loss of taste.
High temp, and I have none of that.
Right.
I was really, really bad headache. But it didn't feel like I've had it before. That means then, and I've been working 4 nights. That morning, I've just finished working 4 nights. That morning when I started, I was really bad headache. And my mum was like, oh, it'll be fine, just do nice. I'm like, no, just do not be alive, I just do nice. Being completely different. Done really bad today. Mum was doing like aching, my body was aching, my dog, I had to go for a swab to make sure that I went going to take the next day. The next day, that of the cop. And then the dog came back the next day positive, and that's when I started to look my mouth, but I didn't lose my teeth. I looked my smile because I couldn't smile beneath. Down the toilet. And I'm like, oh, look my smile. And but to be honest with that, I wasn't really that bad. I was actually there. But I delayed it 2 weeks. Stopped on my own for 2 weeks. But my FaceTiming, you know, my family every day to keep them updated. And you know, it turned out okay. Thankfully, I turned out okay.
Yeah. Have you been given the vaccination yet, Becca?
Pardon?
Have you had the vaccination yet?
Yeah.
You've
I've had it that month.
Right. Well, that's good. Keep you up. Hopefully, get it to everybody. Everybody on the front lines have it, shouldn't they? Really, I think. Yeah. So, like we've said, you are super resilient, and I don't know how you're better than I am. I mean, you don't ever seem to have a bad day, you. But I always end the podcast with like a top tip. So, what would your top tip be to like staying so resilient and staying focused on and just achieving everything that you want to achieve? What would your top tip be to being like for staying so focused?
Yeah.
Do you do anything? Have you always just been like that, or do you think that? Yeah, you've always been like that.
Yeah.
Is your mum like that? Because I know you're close with your mum, aren't you? And your mum and your sister, you're like a little A-team, aren't you?
Yeah. I see my mum, and I would take time keep like obviously my mum was part of my bubble. So I see her because obviously we think out there, I'm allowed to form a bubble with someone. So I tend to form a bubble with my mum. So I go see my mum every now and again, just keep in touch.
Yeah, because it's hard, isn't it, when you live on your own? I know what I'm like. You get fed up of the same 4 walls, don't you?
I'm just so looking forward to get out and meet, you know, my friends are stuck in my real life. Rather than on the screen.
You're excited to get out and get drunk, aren't you, Becca? I know what you like.
But I'm just glad that I'm currently working because I can see people at work. So I've got that company now, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, no, we go obviously after the announcement the other day. We're hopefully back in the building from the 8th. So I can't wait to go back just to see everyone so that I can actually speak to people.
Hopefully 23rd of June.
Yes. We'll be having a party.
On the 23rd of June, the map will be swapped.
Yeah.
Hopefully, and that'll be the best thing about.
Yeah, that'll make your life. Yeah, make your life a lot easier, won't it?
Yeah. So, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Right, well, I'll let you go, and thank you so much for being a guest on my little podcast. And I'll speak to you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.